What's going on, my beautiful people from YouTube? Guys, we're going to talk about three things. First off, we're going to go over some changes that I'm making and why I'm covering the topics that I'm covering the way I'm covering them. I think that's really important because it relates to number two, which is the DeWi team and all the stuff that's been happening right now that we've been waiting for. And third, let's talk about manufacturers and troubles. Everything goes together, I promise you. So stick along for this ride and you're gonna be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And starting out by smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm, I'm starting to get some hate now because people disagree with me, and that's okay. Which is why I wanted to cover this thing in my first point. So I am implementing changes. Yesterday, I was literally ready to record a video waiting for a decision from the DeWi team because they're supposed to, decide if they're going to ban or not the Cotx, manufacturer, if it's going to be a permanent ban, if it's going to be a temporary ban, whatever it's going to be. So we don't have clarity as far as what that looks like right now. So I waited and I waited and I waited, and I don't think that's fair to you guys. I was waiting for something to make a video and be able to bring you up-to-date information and tell you exactly what I thought about it. And although that's wonderful to be able to give you guys information up to date like that, I was literally waiting for something that never happened. And I don't think that's fair to anybody. So I'm not going to wait on people anymore. I will continue to cover topics. I'm going to make sure to put videos up and give you guys information that's permanent to you. So yeah, that's the way I'm going to be moving forward. And now to the why part of things. Why in the world am I covering this? I care. And this might come as a shock to some of you. The reason why I'm so adamant about the things that I've been talking about on the channel is because I actually do care. I think Helium is the way of the future. It's setting a precedent as to who should benefit from the data that's being shared, who should benefit from creating these hotspots, and that's gonna propagate to other areas of crypto and just the whole economy as a whole. Because now we're saying that, hey, the people who are doing the work, who are providing the coverage, should be earning the revenue. That's the idea, and I think that's huge for not only crypto, like I said, but the entire economy as a whole, because now that's literally going to be able to empower the people. They're going to say, oh, that's how they did it, that's how that works, and it's working, right? And that's what I want to see. I want to see it work. So for anybody that thinks I'm just a troll out there trying to bring people down, believe me, that's not my intentions at all. So much so that I disagree with a lot of the decisions that the MLC have come up with. And am I critical of them? Yeah, to a certain extent, absolutely I'm critical of them. Would I be willing to join the MLC? Yes. And Jeremy was the one that asked me that, kind of asked me that question. Why don't you apply? I'm like, okay, maybe later. And that's honest truth. I am totally willing to do it if I have the time and I'm able to commit to something, because I don't want to fall through. I don't want to be the flaky person like, oh yeah, sorry, I can't really commit to doing that. That job is extremely difficult. So everything you hear me say about them, the way they operate and the way that they just go about doing business, I understand it. It can really be terrible to be in that position. You basically have to make a decision that's going to impact thousands of people. Not only just impact them, but you're talking about their money, right? People are paying to get onto this thing. People are earning from this thing. So it's a really big deal for people to make these decisions and then at the end of the day, go to sleep at night and say, oh yeah, things are fine. We banned Cotx. No, it's no problem. It's just Tuesday. Like, that doesn't happen. And I fully understand how difficult that job can be. So please know that I know that it sucks to be in the position that they are in a lot of times. Do I think they can do better? Yes, I absolutely think they can do better. And I want to see this whole network, this whole community improve. I don't want people to just go on Discord and bash one another. That's beyond what I'm here for. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for clarity. I'm looking for a decision to finally be made. Like I was saying, we're supposed to get this decision a while back. Now it's, it'll be Friday. Now it's not Friday, and we're waiting and waiting and waiting. And that stinks. Like, I just want to know one way or the other, right? Like, that's, at the end of the day, I need to be able to move forward with my life, and decisions that I need to make depend on what's going to happen with the team, on the decisions that they make in regards to these the Cotx manufacturers, if they're going to go forward or not. Now, personal thoughts, and I want to make sure that you guys understand that this is my opinion and that this is not set in stone, but this has never happened before. The type of the ban that they're trying to implement here and the reason they're banning it this has to be really, really clear, because they're setting a precedent for people to really, really go after their decision-making process. Because if you ban somebody for something and not somebody else, you're setting yourself up for a world of trouble, right? Like, what's the MLC? Is the MLC, and I'll use this here to actually give you an example and show you what I'm talking about. And I'm not a lawyer. I'm not telling you to invest in any of this stuff. Like, this is just public information, as always, that I want to bring to you. So this is a DeWi governance teaser. It's DeWi. It's not DeWi. I keep saying DeWi, and somebody corrected me, so thanks. Appreciate it. It's okay. I can admit when I'm wrong. And you know what? I'm going to make an apology later on in this video. Let's leave it at that. Here we go. So this is a slideshow that they put out a few months back trying to explain what this was all about. And it's great. It's got great intentions behind it. They talk about how this whole process, is, kind of coming along. It's moving forward, which is cool. Then they go into the making core improvements, how it's going to work, on-chain voting, what the process could be like. So this is like what they're trying to implement. They talk about the governance structure, how things actually work, the DeWi Alliance board directors, how they're in there for 2 years, and like who reports to who and what the structure looks like. And then they give you a little bit of a committee overview. And this is the one I wanted to show you. So under the middle one here, where it's the Manufacturing Oversight Committee, it says that they will perform diligence on third-party manufacturing applications, establish relevant network standards, self-governing, and they may or add or remove members. Now, this is super vague. What I want to see are essentially bylaws. What are the standards? Because you can make these decisions all you want, but what are the standards? If you don't set that up, I guarantee you're setting you're putting the entire network at risk. You're putting all the people at risk, because you are opening a can of worms by deciding on things that aren't, clear cut. I really hope it's clear cut. Honestly, and that's what I keep saying. I'm not going, into this saying, oh yeah, they don't know what they're doing. No, I'm going into this saying, I don't think it's a good idea with the information that I currently have. I would love to see all the info that they've been provided with to kind of understand and bring to light what it is that they're actually doing. And I truly hope that happens, regardless if they ban or don't ban Cotx. I want to see what this was all about. I mean, we know partially what's happening as far as Cotx miners being onboarded and, spoofing in China. Is that it? Is there more info? What else is there? Because at the end of the day, you're trying to hold a manufacturer, accountable for decisions that users are making. So can they guarantee that these decisions were made at the manufacturing level? Because that is a big deal. And that's the whole manufacturing trouble that I want to talk to you guys about, because there is trouble, right? Let's be serious. I don't know if you guys saw Nebra putting boxes back together, and after they refurbished the units, after they've been spoofing them no, I'm totally kidding. I'm not going to go down that route. Somebody's actually been saying that they've been spoofing with the units for forever. Now they're just, repackaging it and shipping those out. But that's all speculation again. Let's talk about Rak, because at the end of the day, I went hard into Rak and CowChip, and I feel bad. I honestly feel bad. And this is a part where I want to apologize. I don't fully understand the position that some of the Rak members are in. The things that they can't or can say. And for the most part, I believe that they are essentially unable to speak their mind about lots of things. So take this as me saying I am sorry if I pushed the envelope in trying to get an answer or a response out of you. Now, I don't think you guys are free and clear, and I'll go into that in a second. But I had the opportunity to speak with distributors, people that actually have boxes and boxes, thousands of miners, and are shipping them out to people, right? And more than one too. So I had an opportunity to actually talk to a few of them. And in speaking with them, they brought a lot of things to light and allowed me to have a different perspective in this whole thing, which I think is really beneficial. And I want you guys to understand that it's a big deal, and it's a big difference between a manufacturer and a distributor. There are two different separate entities, right? And the best example that I can give you, and again, Rak won't admit to things because they can't. And when I say Rak, I'm talking about individual members at the Rak team. But think about it this way. I'm going to start a small business. Let's keep it small. That way everybody can understand. And I just went to, Home Depot or whatever, hardware store you guys have. And I started making, I don't know, popsicle sticks. Let's just call them that because that's the easiest way. I bought wood and I started making these popsicle sticks and they have cool shapes. So I got a hold of a few people and I said, hey, would you like to sell these? And let's say I got a hold of 3 people and they go, yeah, these are great. I think people will love them. And I say, all right, I can give you 1,000 today and we can do 1,000 every month. How does that sound? And they go, cool. And they all agree on the same thing. One of those distributors decides that they're going to sell. And not only the 1,000, but they're going to keep selling. What then? What's next? Like, honestly, what's next? Because that distributor now comes back to me and goes, hey, I got great news. I sold 20,000. And I'm going to be sitting here going, so I can't make 20,000. When do you need them? Tomorrow. I can't make 20,000 tomorrow. I mean, I can keep giving you what we agreed on, but it's going to take time, right? Not only that, what if a 4th distributor, somebody else comes along and says, hey, I can give you a better, I'm willing to buy your popsicle sticks for a higher price than your other people are buying them for. Oh, that's be great for business. That would allow me to expand, maybe hire somebody and increase the manufacturing capabilities of what I'm doing. Am I not going to take the opportunity to grow an organization because that first distributor essentially broke a promise and sold more units than I was able to produce? Not only that, let's say that all of that happens and I tell that 4th distributor that comes along, like, hey, I'm still committed to this guy, so I will set aside, let's say 500 units, maybe a week, and I'll give it to you. But I'm still working with them, so I got to keep producing. And that distributor that had oversold now comes along and goes, hey, so remember how it was 20,000? It's actually 50,000 now, and it's because we got these people that are like setting it up as a not pyramid scheme. They're setting it up to where their friends can sell to their friends, and they're getting even more people to buy into this thing. It's a really great program. We love it. So just make us more. And I'm still here going, I can't make any more. We had an agreement. I will increase my production as much as I can, but I can't just give you 50,000 off the shelf. That's not how this works. Now, translating all of this, you have Rak manufacturing these things, right? You have Cowchip as that first distributor going, hey, I sold more than you told me I could sell. And then that same distributor, so you have Cowchip with people like iHub going, yeah, we're gonna sell a bunch of these, so we're gonna need more. We're gonna need more. That's essentially, in my opinion, what is taking place. And they are, I don't want to say they're gaming the system in the way that they're doing this. I had somebody call iHub a scam. iHub is not a scam, but I refuse to support iHub because I think it's scammy, right? I think there's a big difference between being scammy and being a scam. I don't think iHub is a scam. I believe iHub is preying on the weak. That's all it is. That's all that's happening right there. And if you take a look at the people that are in iHub, you can make money. Don't get me wrong. Like, iHub is really, really profitable. I know for a fact I can start, essentially like referring people to iHub and make a killing. But it's not something I think is either good or right. I don't believe in the way that they're doing things because they're essentially taking advantage of people that want to get in at an easier level, right? Like, I would much rather teach financial education and have people understand that you need to be on the right side of interest, because if you look at it, that's all it is. They're taking a huge cut because you're not having to put as much money up front, right? Like, think about this. That's all it is. It's financial education. If people have a better financial education about what's going on, they'll be able to make good decisions. That's the way I see this and why I don't support what iHub is doing. And I will show you proof of what I'm talking about. And I hate to position it this way, but this is the call from the end of September. So this was, 10 days ago? And I guess I'll 34 second. Yeah, I'll play it from here. So you're gonna get two little pieces. I'm gonna do it at 1.5 speed, so you don't have to sit here and dread this conversation. But first, listen to this.
As for me, I talk to some of my friends around the world, and I'm going to buy them a ticket. I mean, why wouldn't I buy them a ticket? Why wouldn't I spend $29, right, to buy them a ticket to watch the event in hopes that they would see something that they would say, you know what, I got to do this. I just got to do this, right? So again, it's just another tool for all of us to use as we continue to build out. Let me say this.
All right, I didn't put that on screen. Let me make sure that this is actually on screen. But you guys heard that, right? Like he's just talking about an event that's taking place, and
got to do this, right? So again, it's just another tool for all of us to use as we continue to build out. Let me say this before.
So talking about a tool, like a tool, yeah, talk about a tool. This is like your car salesman. That's what I hear when I hear this stuff. He's basically trying to get people to spend $29. And if they refer 6 people, they get that $29 back. Like, guys, like, this is the type of thing that's going on in iHub. And again, public information. This video is unlisted, but it is public on YouTube. That's how I'm getting a hold of this information. So this next part should tell you a lot about Rak and iHub and CowChip. So listen to this.
Before we go on any further about, there are about 1,000 or so orders, people that have purchased from CowChip, made their orders and paid CowChip. CowChip is our supply chain partner and of Rak wireless miners. And Rak has just had a heck of a time. They're so far backlogged, but I hear that some units are in the process of coming. I don't have anything specific, but I have from a good source that Rak miners are coming. So for all of you that are waiting for Rak miners, they are coming. So just be patient. I know you've been patient already. You've been way more than patient because these things all happened prior to April, right? Prior to April. So you've been very, very patient. We had a solution, but that solution that we offered Rak and CowChip was not accepted by their attorneys. So everybody's just going to have to wait for those Rak miners. So
you hear that? So basically, they're trying everything they can to get a hold of more miners, but legal is not allowing it to happen because they understand the backlash that has been taking place. So if you think your voices are not being heard, think again. So why do I make these videos? Because you end up hearing little, things like this that legal didn't let it happen. Because what we do matters. Our voice matters. The reason I ask questions and people think I'm trolling, no, it's because I want to have a better understanding of this system. How is it working? How should it work? Let's make sure that we're moving forward together. That's what I want for all of us. So for the ones of you that think that I'm just some jerk trying to, troll here, no, that's not what I'm about. That's not what I want. I want all of us to essentially be able to earn H&T with our miners, right? That's what I want. And my goal, I'm going to be as transparent as I possibly can. I have no problem being wrong and apologizing publicly because at the end of the day, we're trying to create something better, right? Like that's the end goal. That's the end goal. So if you want transparency, I'll tell you right now, I placed an order for those, it's so weird calling them mint miners from Rak, but yeah, the 4 letters that have no vowels in there. I purchased 5 of them. My order got stuck. Right now, they're asking for a confirmation of payments, like some crazy stuff. I don't know if I'm going to get them, but I already have a place for each one of those. Well, -1. So I have 1 unit that I'm going to want to keep and I want to install. Maybe I'll do an unboxing so you guys can see how it's set up. I haven't done one of those. And I have 3 friends that have ordered from Nebra like months and months and months, like beginning of the year. And actually one, I think it was December. Well, but they haven't gotten their miners, right? And what I told them is, if you can get a refund, I'll sell these to you guys at cost if I get them. Like that's where I'm at. I'm just trying to make this thing move forward. That's my end goal, is to make things right. And I told you guys, like I talked about Jimmy, I talked about Tactical. They are in a bad position. They're in a really bad position. So guys, it sucks to be you because you're essentially getting a product and saying, go pitch this. And you're going to get some backlash from it because people are pissed. People are just upset because CowChip, overpromised and underdelivered. And now people are really ticked off. And this is the common trend in this industry. And I hate it. I really do hate the way this is working. So let's talk about Rak for one tiny second here. Rak, I think that you are doing good in what you are trying to accomplish. I believe that both two teams in your realm there could improve. Legal, because I think they should allow you, or should come out with statements that can get you guys out of some hot water and get you guys, essentially able to say what's actually going on, because I think that would clear up a lot of things and would redirect the you can call it hate towards CowChip instead of you. Secondly, PR and marketing. No, I'm sorry, I don't think I can work for you, although that'd be pretty cool. I think that there could be a little bit better marketing and just, public relations when it comes to the way that things are being put out. Because I know you're trying to say that, hey, we are going to deliver these. That's cool, you're going to deliver them. But when you talk to, I don't want to tell you how to do business, but here's the deal. I know you can't say anything, but if you're giving a unit to people like Jimmy and Tactical, here's what you need to tell them. I need you to explain to these people what's going on. I need you to tell the people that are going to be watching your video that we are trying to do good, that we are trying to make a difference and set the system up as it's supposed to be set up, so people can actually cancel their orders once they're able to buy from us. That was missing in all of their videos. Nobody came up with that. Nobody said, hey, I want you to try to buy these as soon as they're out, and if you get one, you can go ahead and cancel your order with CowChip. That's the approach. You're missing that. You need somebody to actually voice that. That's what's wrong. So are you wrong, Rak? Yeah, because I think you're missing some points. I think you're missing that type of communication. I think you're missing that type of clarity that the customers are looking for. That's the piece that I think would propel you to the next level. Now, I'll do another video tomorrow, or maybe Monday, but I've been in talks with people about other projects, and I'll leave you with a thought that they left me with, that honestly it's been the best thing I've heard all week. And it's essentially what I am trying to do by being transparent with you, by bringing you information that other people aren't bringing. And it's simply this: if you want to make the world a better place, you need to start being a better person. And that's the goal. The reason why I ask questions, the reason why I want to hold people accountable for the decisions that they're making has nothing to do with only me. This impacts all of us. All of us. So when I go out there and I do what I'm doing, I promise you, I am just trying to be a better person with every decision that I make. Am I going to fail? Am I going to have to come on screen and apologize to some of you guys? 100%. 100%. But I'm willing to do that. I don't have the ego to hold me back from doing such things. That's no problem. I'm going to be wrong. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be wrong. This is not the first or the last time that will happen. And I don't know everything. Kind of weird for somebody on YouTube to say, right? Like, who's going to subscribe to this after I say that? Hopefully the ones that actually want truth and an honest opinion. That's who I'm looking for. That's who I'm looking to empower. And if you're one of those people, oh, you know what to do. Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. So sometimes I record these videos and they will end with something like this, and I just say something completely dumb, and I'm like, I gotta re-record this whole thing. But whatever, guys. Like, it's Saturday. I'm about to go out to the park, play with the kids. So we're gonna leave it here and hope everybody has a phenomenal day. Take care. For the ones of you that actually watched till the end, this is like personal time with action. So the person that actually told me this quote and, shared it with me, told me that I should start a Patreon. I gave him the pushback of like, dude, I don't want to do a Patreon. What am I going to do? Like, lock up my Discord and not allow people to join to get info like that? I don't think that's good. I don't want to do that. I don't think that's the right way of going about it. So I keep going back to like, I don't think I should do a Discord, but here's the question. I'll pose two basic questions. Should I do some kind of Patreon, Discord, or something along those lines? Because at the end of the day, I'll tell you, like, this is like sucking up a lot of my time, and it's okay because I do believe in what I'm doing. I do believe in helping all of you, but yeah, it's hard. to make money if I'm spending hours upon hours doing research and tracking people down and calling people, because you guys are going to start to see some interesting stuff that I have uncovered and haven't had the time to actually finalize or put together. But whenever I'm quiet, believe me, I'm not sleeping, I'm working. So 2 questions, I guess. Here it is. You think some type of Patreon would be worthwhile? Is that something that you think is worth it? And secondly, when it comes to that Patreon, like, what do you think could be some of the benefits? What could I provide to people without overstretching myself? Because the last thing I want to do is disappoint people. Like, I don't want to set something up. It's like the YouTube subscription, right? Like, you can be a member of the channel, and I wrote in there, like, don't do this. This is just so that YouTube thinks that, you know, I like their features, like, essentially is what I did. But yeah, let me know, guys. I really appreciate all the support. It's been phenomenal. To be able to get things off my chest, like, this is like almost therapy some days, because it's like somebody's got to hear this, and the fact that I actually have a listening ear from some of you, it really does mean the world. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.